Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Crystal Palace match preview. And to be honest with you, I've calmed down from yesterday. I have calmed down a little bit. I'm still very, very salty though about the result. I'm still, everything I said last night, I stand by it. I do stand by it. Why wouldn't I? I've been already out for quite a while now. You know, I was even on Twitter last night and, the fan base is so toxic at the moment. It's crazy. I'm not gonna say that I'm not a part of it because I definitely am a part of it. It's just I can deal with it quite well. I don't really take not criticism. Let's just say being toxic to me, it doesn't affect me really. And some people are different. Some people get really affected by it. But me, I couldn't care whatsoever. You think I'm a fake fan? You call me negative. You think just because I'm not from United, you think I give two shits? That's your problem. But anyways, today is a new day. It's a new day. I like to try to be positive when I can, and I am positive when I try, boys. So, I'm gonna ask you both how you feeling after yesterday, because it's the day after. But before I do that, and you are watching, and you are new to the channel, do subscribe, smash the like, all that good stuff. But yeah, boys, how are you both feeling after that bore fest of a game yesterday?
I'm feeling great. I was at the wheel and... No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna go sleep.
I'm kidding. I'm not that bad. Yeah, no. Like, it's not great. It's not great at all. I'd be lying if I said it was. And I'd be lying if I didn't admit that there has been a massive dip in form. I think we're slowly dying out. And it's worrying because you can see us potentially not even making top four. And that's a problem. And yesterday, it was a horrible show. Like, it was really bad. And we're better than that. We are Manchester United, and I agree that that's not acceptable. But also being the only Oli Inner on the show, if you like, I am the only one who's going to be hopeful that we can solve this problem and look for solutions. And 12 games to go in the league, if I'm not mistaken. It's not too much. We can do it. We have the squad to do it. And Ole just needs to trust the squad. And he does need to make some changes now. And I think he's being put in a corner where he's probably going to have to play Donny van de Beek. I think so. And on top of that, I think he should be giving some of the other defenders a chance. And we need to try and rotate the squad because tired legs, besides the tactics, tired legs are going to start becoming a problem now. So he really needs to shake it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way to put it right now. That just everything's just we need to start changing things, especially in a game like Palace now. This should be the time we can rest some big names. And if we just can't, then I think that just says a lot about where we are as a club again, that we have to have our best players on the pitch just to get a result. And that isn't okay right now. So as much as Donny is technically rotation as it stands, I don't think we should be looking at this game as anything other than Donny's game right now. Something like that needs to happen. And also, after Dan James's somewhat poor performance yesterday, we could even look at Ahmad right now. It's Crystal Palace again. They're going to play up a low block. I don't want to throw Dan James against a brick wall again and again and again and hope it works. There needs to be rotation. There needs to be a lot of just overall man management to keep the squad going right now. And if Ali can do one thing, it's just the man management to keep them going, keep the just kind of the belief that we can get top four at the end of the day. And again, like you said, it's just feeling like it's close to being out of reach soon. Feels like
Yeah, well, the gap is 5 points to West Ham, who's in fourth currently.
Exactly.
And to be honest, the only reason I'm really worried, 5 points, 5 points. Yeah. So it's 5 points to West Ham in fourth, then 6 points to Chelsea in fifth, and then Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool picked up 3 points, but there's still there's quite a big gap still from Liverpool, 7 points. But I would say at the moment, top four is still okay. It's pretty safe. I'm not stressing yet about top four.
Yeah,
but the only concern I do have is just because of our 50-50 form at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not like this Palace game. It's not like I can tell you 100% we're going to get 3 points. We have to get 3 points, but I can't necessarily guarantee you we are going to get 3 points against Palace.
Exactly.
Which is a problem.
I think that's kind of the issue right now. After a poor performance like Chelsea, and we're going into a game where we should be winning, I feel like we could see another Sheffield performance, another West Brom performance, and we would just either luck ourselves out of it, or we would just drop points unnecessarily. And that's why I'm starting to just see this door close for top four right now. Because everybody else is getting better, and we're just kind of staying the same and hoping we can still pull off a Bruno masterclass every week.
Yeah, that's true. He has to change something because you can't just keep doing the same thing and expecting the different results. So he has to. And we don't have easy fixtures. We have Leeds coming up in the near future, Spurs. We have tough fixtures. So we need to do something.
Wait,
Ollie needs to do something
wait.
because
When do we have
City
Leeds?
after Palace, I'm pretty sure.
Oh no,
no, I don't mean I don't think Leeds are very close, but
Yeah, Leeds.
I'm just saying the
Leeds is
fixtures
in
that we have
April.
left.
I was panicking. I was like, wait, what? We're playing Leeds soon? No.
Well, we're playing.
No, I was just saying the fixtures.
Then we're playing Milan. Then we're playing
No,
West
yeah.
Ham. They were playing Milan again. They were playing Leicester. They were playing Brighton, Spurs, and then Burnley.
Yeah, our
Leeds. That's a
fixtures are
really tough
awful.
schedule.
Our fixtures
Those-
are proper.
Of that
awful,
12
yeah.
fixture, there's a lot of good teams we're facing. So
Yeah, you have to rotate. You have to rotate.
yeah, we have to.
So now,
And
yeah.
we need to be more rounded as a team. We can't just be parking the bus and thinking that we're gonna get away with it. We won't for all those fixtures, and we can't be relying on Pogba coming back because when is he coming back? He might not come back, knowing Pogba's injuries. So Donny needs to come into his team. He needs to. Like, Ole has no choice.
And that's
Donny
what,
needs to
and
come
that's what I'm
into his
They
saying.
get injured again.
Unless he gets injured again. But that's what I'm saying, because I put Donny on the predicted team, not for just for the sake that I want Donny to play, and not because I think because Oli, there's two things there's two things that's probably gonna happen. One, which I think is the most likely, is not gonna listen. He's gonna keep his first team, his first team, McFred, James, Maguire, Lindelof, and play it every single game until something goes wrong and they burn out, and we don't get our goals. Or is going to have to rotate the squad and use our squad depth in general, such as Teles, Donny, Diallo, Martial. He's going to have to use these players from now on because we're going to need them. We're going to need them. And the longer he keeps delaying it, the bigger the problem is now. You can chuck Donny in this Palace game, and if Donny puts in a 5 out of 10 performance on our match reaction, match rust, he's been injured. He hasn't settled in, and he's supposed to. From the start, Donny should have played. And Donny has to play now, not only just for getting him match fit and stuff, but we need a creative player in the pivot, in the two pivot.
Bruno needs help.
Yeah, Bruno needs help, and it's the low block team. Palace aren't gonna really come and dominate, especially without Zaha.
They
Without
won't.
Zaha, I don't know if he'll be back for this game. I don't think so, but hopefully not for us.
Yeah.
But they don't even have Zaha at the moment, so it is what it is. So Donny needs to play. We need to see some more creativity. I would love Bai to play as well because it's a low block team. We can afford to press up a bit further. Doubt it. I want to see Diallo as well, like Clayton says, because we're gonna need to start trusting these players, like I said. And Diallo, I don't care what anyone says about Daniel James' form. He is 10 times the player that Dan James will ever be at United already. And he's 17, 19, my bad, I don't know, 19. But anyways, yeah boys, let's talk about this Palace game, because at the moment, I can tell you what boys, I watch a lot of Palace for some reason, mainly because of my Betway, I'll be honest with you, mainly because of my Betway. And there's one thing I can tell you about Palace, they ruin all my bets, because I try to take them for a pop, but they do something sketchy, and they get a result every now and then, And in the last 5, they've got 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw. United's got 2 wins as well, just 3 draws. So it's kind of 50-50. It is. Both teams' forms are 50-50 at the moment. So what do you guys think is gonna, happen tactically, and how do you think both teams are gonna approach this game?
Well, they beat us first day of the season. I'm not going to forget that because that really hurt. And they're capable. And these guys are a proper low block team. I think people forget that because of the flair players they have up front. These guys park the bus. Like, I don't know in recent history, but overall, these guys win a lot of games 1-0 because when they're all having a good game, they sit back,
They parked it against
that
Fulham.
defense,
They
just hit the ball to
parked
Zaha.
it against Fulham.
Yeah, no Zaha right now, but I think they still have capable players. And actually, they beat us at the beginning of the season. Last season, during that period during Project Restarts, we drew to them, and they were
It's a
very
bogey
difficult
team,
for us to
yeah.
break
It's a
down.
bogey team.
So we struggle against these guys. And yeah, this has draw or loss written all over it. It really does, especially after the way we played against Chelsea. If we do that, I can see a slip up here. So that's what I'm saying. He needs to bring in some more firepower. James, I love James because he's been playing well in the last few, but Palace are too much of a low block team for him. So I'll agree in this game. It's not the game for James. I think we need a little bit more experience, and we definitely need Donny. And maybe I would play Tanzwebe, to be honest, because clearly he doesn't trust Bailly because of his injuries. Just throw Tanzwebe into this game, give him some game time, and if he's up to standard, maybe he can play more games. And I think he would complement Maguire way better,
Yeah.
or Victor Lindelof for Lindelof fans.
Claire?
Yeah. For me, this game has just got shithouse written all over it. That's
For
where it
United,
is for me.
shithouse. Or
Either way,
Palace.
it could
Okay,
be.
yeah, fair.
It definitely could be either way. Because just look at past previous games. There's shithouse the
Shithouse the draw.
Shithouse
Yeah.
the 2-1
It
against
pissed me
Brighton.
off because, like I said, it ruined my bet.
Beyond, yeah. And it wasn't even because of the bet. There's sheer numbers. They had 2 shots on target against Brighton. They scored both of them, and they were shit shots. Like, it was just, they are so toothless without Zaha. They had failed to score up until the point of the Brighton game without Zaha in the starting 11, and Zaha is still going to be out. And just, we have to look at the likes of Eze, and we have to look at Townsend, and we have to go, oh shit, these players can actually make an impact against us, and we need to play seriously. We need to have a buy. We need to have a Twanzebe right now.
I agree. I think
Something
we
like
need a
that.
fast centre back.
Otherwise, either way, it's going to be a shithouse because they're going to park the bus, they're going to go for the normal, and we're just going to have to sit there and wait for them to counter us.
Exactly. And you know what the thing is? If Ollie does play McFred, they ain't gonna break down a low block. We've seen they don't break down low blocks. James can't break a low block down, but I still think he's gonna pick James, which is a problem. That's why I would love to see Diallo. Diallo is a creative natural right winger. Play Diallo.
He'd be going against his own logic because in these type of games he'd play Pogba because he'd realize that he has to switch between Fred and chuck in Pogba in these type of games because he needs to be creative. But it'll prove that he just doesn't rate Donny because Donny is a more creative player, but he's just playing McTominay, which he's so going to do it. He's going to play those two. He's going to play Victor Lindelof and Maguire. And we, as Clay says, we might scrape a win, and there's a very good chance we might lose, which is very sad.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying this now, so no one can get mad. Donny doesn't play this game. I'm giving Ollie 3. Max. Max 3 already. Because I'm sick of it. Ollie himself said Donny van de Beek will be an integral part to the second half of the season, and as well as next season. I can tell you what, boys, at the moment, Donny must be hated.
But let's just
life.
hope, because what we've seen with this manager, when the light's about to dim out, he always pulls on something. So let's just hope this is that moment where he feels like I have to do it because my back's against the wall. And hope that card is done.
I also hope so. But I'm done living in hope. I've been living in hope with this manager for 2 years, 2.5 years. The first half was nice, but it was caretaking time. Then he got the job, and it's been a roller coaster since then. So I'm done. It needs to stop being hope. It needs to stop be talking about progression. We need to start seeing evidence. And from the evidence, at the moment, there's no reason that Donny will play, Diallo will play, Bai is going to play. There's no evidence that supports that Ollie is going to pick that team. And that's the right team to pick. Well, I believe, some of you guys might love McFred. Some of you guys might think Scott McTominay is the white Zidane. Well, Zidane is white, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Look, I respect managers' choices because I always feel like they clearly have the players in training, and to a certain extent, because of that, they'll know better. But I feel like he must at least give him some game time so we can see for ourselves that it doesn't work.
But that's the thing, though. Like lately, when we've seen Donny, we've all said, not the best of game. He either plays with shit around him, or just he looks rusty a lot. So Donny is going to be looking. Don't expect, if Donny even plays this game, I'm not even expecting higher than a 6 from Donny van de Beek because he hasn't played enough. He hasn't got to gel with this team at all. All he gets is training with United.
Personally, I feel like I think he's a brilliant player, and I think if you play him in that
I
position,
also think so.
I think
he's a great
he'll have
player.
a good game most of the time.
If we put Donny in that team, I think it could work. bar maybe Daniel James, because that's who we'll probably link up with. It would,
As you guys know, I don't rate him in the 10. I just
none
don't
of
think
us
he's a 10.
rate him at 10, really. He can do a job, but none of
But-
us really rate him there.
I think he would be good for that position. It just makes so much sense, and we need him.
Again, we've only played this once, and it was fantastic in that glimpse. And that's
That's the same thing.
that's the worst part about
It
it.
was so good.
Yeah, it was literally that midfield three. That midfield three is perfect. I do not have a flaw with that right now.
It's the
really
best.
do
It's
not.
the best midfield three.
We saw it a whole one time, and I hate that I haven't seen it again. And I swear, if Bruno gets benched and then Donny starts, I'm gonna slap Ollie somehow. I will find a way. Because honestly, I've gotten to that point where you cannot keep on doing this and thinking Donny is the 10 and Bruno has to sit off when
I
Donny's
want to
playing
see
now.
something, right? Let's see. Yeah, continue, Malot. You can
Yeah.
speak.
The worry is clearly Maguire and Victor Lindelof. And as we saw in that game, we were very good going forward. But if I have to try against Ole mind, he's thinking it worked there, but it probably won't work when we need to protect these centre backs. But Ole needs to realize that the team isn't good enough, so you're not going to win every game anyway. So might as well just rely on that you win enough games because your attack is good enough. And that's what a brave Manchester United manager will do.
Well, I don't even care if you're brave or what. If the issue is Victor and Maguire, in your own mind as Manchester United manager, you have the substitutes right there. Why aren't you using them? That's
Yeah, I don't excuse it. I think it's just the trust thing. He's obsessed with how much he trusts these two. And I kind of understand it with Bayi. I do to a certain extent because of the injury prone thing. But I don't get it with Tunzwebe. Because yes, he did have a long injury, but overall he's not that injury prone. So I do think he should be getting more of a chance.
definitely.
Because I'm looking at here, Donny's played 13 Premier League games, but that's 13 appearances, not played full, you know? He made his debut, he scored a goal on his debut, and other than that, he's been given 5 minutes. So,
I get Alice actually.
so out of a 38 game season, we probably played Donny properly like 3 times out of 38
And it was-
games.
And
Well,
in
this
those
isn't
games,
over
he had
yet,
rubbish
but,
players
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Just so you know, Donny's only played 190 minutes in the Prem.
190 minute in the Prem, boys.
There's 2 45s and the rest are
What was that
subs.
against?
The 90
was that against?
was against Southampton in our 2-3-1.
Really? Donny playing that game?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Eh?
Who was, who the other players were
remember.
in that game?
I'll bring up the squad.
Remember Cavani came off the bench. I remember that.
This
I
was
don't know
still Diamond Days, boys. There was Rashi, Greenwood, Bruno, Donny, Fred, Matic, Tellez, Maguire, Lindelof, Aaron, De Gea.
Ah,
And De Gea got subbed off in that game.
No wonder we came back 3-2.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. I was
It was the
about-
Ward-Prowse goal and assist.
Yeah, I
Remember
remember. No,
that?
I remember the game.
Yeah.
I just, for the life of me,
And
can't
Cavani
remember
was
Donny played 90 minutes.
Struggling to tie his shoelaces before he
Yeah.
came on.
And then
Exactly.
he came on and saved the game.
Exactly. But yeah, boys, I'm tired of saying it. I'm tired of saying all the same things every week. Donny must play, Bayi must play, Diallo must play, James mustn't play against low block teams. I'm not saying he can never play for United, but in games like this, don't play Dan James. I know he's in great form, but you just wasting the time and you're throwing him under the bus. You're throwing the team under the bus. As manager of Manchester United, you do whatever's in your power and whatever is available to you to set out the best team to get the best result at the moment. And this team on my left is somewhat there, but it's not even 100% there. You know, Bayer is missing from it, or Tuanzebe, and a right winger, or even Martial. Bring Martial back in the team. If Cavani is fit. Don't get me wrong, I think Cavani will 100% play if he's fit, but I don't know. That's why I didn't write him down on the predicted team. I don't know if Cavani is fit enough to be back yet.
I think if there's even a small chance that he's fit, Ole's going to play him, looking at his track record.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, underlying factor, Ole's a coward. He really is. And being an Ole, I think, come end of the season, I think he needs to say, it's a clean slate. It's a new season. I've seen that this style does not work against the big teams. I have to change it. That's where my hope is at. Because if you do that, yeah, it's hopeless for us. Because he needs to sit back and say, what have I done this season? And what has worked and what has not? He can't just do it again with probably the same squad because he's not going to get much investment, and we're in the same position. Like, I'd like to think that he, from a logical point of view, I'd like to think that that's the conclusion he's going to come up with.
Yeah, we can hope about that. I don't think anything more, sadly.
Well,
But yeah, I just I don't know why we wouldn't play Bayern in this game. That's the big thing that's on my mind. I don't. Ollie doesn't have a logical reason why not. Because we want to play a high line, we want to try to break down a defensive unit, we want to push them as far as we can. Why do we want to play our slowest centre backs? And why do we want to inhibit our midfield? Why do we want to do this and this and this to slow us all down?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hurting my head thinking that he's actually going to do this again for the second time this season. He's going to play probably this exact lineup, sadly.
wow.
The logic is flawed.
I'll pick myself
about
up
it
with this is the exact lineup.
because you think the reason that Bai gets injured, so I don't want to play him. But then you don't play him anyway as a substitute or anything. So what are you saving him for? So might as well play him. Let him get injured. Then it's 35 games into the season, and at least he got us the points.
You know what the worst thing also about the Pai thing is that when we were on top of the league and when we were challenging for the league title, Pai was playing in that team for most of the time. Lindelof might have been injured, but Pai was playing every single game, and that's the whole reason.
There's so many of those games. If Bai didn't block, if Bai didn't have recovery pace, would have drawn 1-1 or lost 1-0. And I just don't get how, as a manager, you can see there and just.
Exactly. I think, honestly, in this team, I used to say that Fred and Rashford was the second most important players in this team. Now, I'm actually starting to believe that Eric Bailly and Paul Pogba are probably the biggest players in this team because, for the life of me, there's no creativity in that midfield without Paul Pogba. And this defense, oh Lord, it's late. Oh, I'm disrespecting Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is amazing, but I'm not. I'm just saying that in terms of the big impact we have, obviously Tellers ain't that bad, so it's okay. But yeah, those three players, we need them back. Bai is here. Donny should be here. We shouldn't even be having to stress about Paul Pogba being injured. This was the whole reason we fucking brought in Donny van der Beek. So when Pogba does get injured, because we know he's gonna get injured, Donny walks into the team and perfect. It suits him nicely, and it's just so unfortunate because that whole period, these last few weeks, was supposed to be Donny's time to shine, and he also got injured. I still feel like there's something suspect about that injury that happens. And then we play Chelsea. I'm gonna go back to the Chelsea game. We play Chelsea. Not 1 minute was given to Donny van der Beek. Not 1 minute Ollie trusted Donny to play him in the Chelsea game, and that says it all. That's why I'm not even. Yeah. I
didn't realize it was this bad. Bayer's only started 7 games. Well, he's only played 7 games. I haven't started all of them in the league. That's only 7.
It's insane considering the impact that we received from those few games. He showed that Bai is class. Yeah. And the funny thing is, we need a fast and I don't know what to call Victor Lindelof Maguire, but their type of centre back plus a fast centre back. And we can't have a balance with 2 fast centre backs and with Victor Lindelof and Maguire who complement each other. So why, if you're right about Bayer's injuries, just play him for like 50 minutes and bring Tunzero on for him, and then you can bring Victor Lindelof and Maguire. Like, it sounds like a no-brainer, but we've gone for this one. We've played 2 centre backs who are the same, who commit the same mistakes over and over and over again.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Bay's only made 7 Premier League appearances. That's crazy. That's less than Donny. But like Donny's one is half-assed. Like 1 minute, 5 minutes, that's what you'll get to see from Donny van der Beek. But yeah, I think that's the other thing. I don't understand. I'm not saying Moloto's one of them because, he's an Ollie inner. But that's another thing I don't understand. How do Ollie inners defend Solskjaer about the Donny situation? I don't understand it. So you okay with the way Ollie is treating Donny, Bai, Diallo, you okay with it? I can understand the Martial one because Martial isn't himself lately. I understand that one, fair, and Cavani has been pretty good, so that's fine. But the rest of them, there is no defense for the guy. There is no defense for why Ollie doesn't.
I feel like some people feel like if you're Ollie in, you can't have a negative opinion about Ollie, which is ridiculous. I mean, you could. From a general point of view, think the guy's the right man, but still, point out the problems because no one's perfect. Even the players you like have some issues, and if if you're always just ignoring those things, I feel like you're kind of fake. You must still point out the negative, even if you feel the man.
Yeah, but we're not from Manchester, right? So what do we know? But anyways, yeah, let's talk about this team because what do you guys think are the chances of that team going to be played against the Palace?
There's a good chance. I think there's a good chance, but I think we'll see McFred. I feel like we're in a position where he himself will be a bit worried right now, and he might consider actually going down.
Clear?
Yeah. First,
But I have a feeling. Sorry for cutting you. I have a feeling we might not see James and see Martial, Mason, and Rashford.
yeah, I think there's only 3 positions up for argument, like even potentially, and that would be Donny, Victor, and James. That's it. Those are only 3 that I think are going to change the lineup, potentially. So any combination of the 3 is going to happen, no doubt about it. Could see James, could see no Donny, could see Donny, no James, could see Bai, no Donny. It could be anything. It really could.
But like I said, honestly, I don't want Bai. I want Tunzwebe. I want this guy to be given a chance.
Yeah, no, we all do. But again, Bai's
Now-
been that guy for us. So.
For me, that's 100% the team that should be picked against Palace. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Oh, you said you want Fonseca. You
I
said
think so.
so that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical about Diallo, but I do want him to get a chance.
Yeah. I think it's a better option than James right now. I think he could be a better option than a Martial or Cavani right now since they are out of form. Cavani's coming back from injury. It seems like the best option out of everyone right now. So I'd rather take a slight risk in a way to play Diallo today.
That's the thing. It's not like our front three is so good that we're gonna miss something amazing.
Exactly.
We're not gonna miss Martial.
Hey,
We're
that's
not gonna
probably
miss
gonna add
Daniel
to it.
James. Heck, if Rashford wasn't available, I wouldn't even say we're gonna miss Rashford. Obviously, Rashford is very important, but I wouldn't say we'd miss Rashford. Like if Rashford got injured tomorrow, I'd be like, yeah. I mean, I still think if you put Martial on the left wing, he'll probably do the same job. Might not get you the goal, but at least I know what I'm gonna get from Martial. Some more intelligence, So honestly, we're not missing anything spectacular in the front three. Our front three has been a mess. Play Diallo. The kid is good. Trust me, the kid is very good. So play him. Play that midfield is. That midfield is the midfield that we need to be playing week in, week out. And for the life of me, I do not know why he hasn't done it
That
yet.
midfield destroys Palace, in my opinion.
This team, I think, destroys
They
Palace.
dominate the midfield battle.
Yeah, I agree. I think this team
Yeah.
destroys Crystal Palace. With all due respect to Palace. However, Palace fans, if somehow you're watching this and you've managed to watch it for this long, if you want to give me hope, if you see Maguire and Lindelof, trust me, you'll definitely get a goal. So there's always that. And you probably could sneak a win or a draw with those clowns at the back. Anything's possible. And as long as you guys man mark Bruno while McFred is playing, that is the key to beat United. Keep a low block,
Yeah.
play fast attackers against Lindelof and Maguire, and mark the life out of Bruno Fernandes, and then ain't nothing's gonna happen. Nothing. That's how basic we are at Manchester United at the moment. That's how basic Oli has set this team up to be, But anyways,
Doesn't have the tactics, but by playing Donny and I guess Diallo, it'll improve. Because if you ask anyone, like, how do you beat a low block? Do you beat a low block by protecting your centre backs? That makes no sense whatsoever. Beat a low block by holding the ball a lot and switching it a lot and pulling them apart. And from a tactical point of view, that's the logical thing to do.
exactly. It is a logical thing to
It's
do.
the team to do it. Because Donny is going to be fantastic in that role. He's going to free up Bruno. He's going to free up Diallo. He's going to make a lot of space. He's going to actually make a low block open up just a little bit if he can play with Bruno. Things are going to happen.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that when you get creative midfielders in the midfield.
Trust. I think trust is the keyword. I think
And
Ole
after
Gunnar
being a
Solskjaer,
coward.
the essence of it, I feel Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, at the sense of it, doesn't trust himself. To be honest, I feel like he doesn't trust
Very
that
possession-oriented.
he's arrived and he's the man for the job. Maybe I'm fishing, but I kind of feel like that because if you did trust that eventually it'll work because you know that you were the right man, you got the right tactics. You'd let these players flourish, give them room to express themselves the best way they can, and he doesn't do that. So yeah.
I always go back to this about the Don situation. would any other manager in world football that is not related to being an ex-United player play Scott McTominay or Matic over Donny van de Beek? None of them would. Not Pep,
It's actually laughable.
not Jurgen, not a Bielsa, not Pochettino, not Nagelsmann, not
Say this.
Roy
Rooney and
Hodgson.
Giggs wouldn't.
Even probably not even them. I think they would love Donny van de Beek. Hardworking, humble, he's got tenacity, he's got creativity, he's got football intelligence. He's just, you know what it's like? It's almost like that bullshit that we find on social media, you know? Because like us three are not from Manchester, we are not real United fans. It's almost like Donny van de Beek at United, because he's not English, he's not one from the youth, scrap him off. Scott plays because he's Scotty and he's not Donny. It's just as simple as that, which is ridiculous, you know. So, yeah, the Donny situation is probably the saddest, and I do think that if Donny doesn't play this game, Donny, my boy, hand in a transfer request, get your ass out of there, go to your Barcelona, go to your Real
Come
Madrid,
to Basel.
Take Bruno with you.
take
It's
Bruno with you, take Pogba with you, take Martial with you, go win the
Relax,
leagues,
relax.
go
I
win
don't
the
wanna-
Champions League.
I don't want to finish 10th.
No, all the championship next season.
Exactly. And that's the thing. We don't win the trophy. They're gonna go. They're all gonna go, and
Good boys, don't worry. We'll win a
it's
trophy
over.
next season. It's just gonna be the championship. That's all it's gonna
it's
be.
gonna be the championship.
It's like,
Okay, relax. You're violating now.
Well, without Martial, Bruno, who else? You said Pogba, Donny. Hey, yeah, I should relate without those guys. It's late as United. But yeah,
I
anyways.
don't all leave at the same time though.
Yeah, they're all going to leave at the same time. But just imagine Pogba, Bruno, Donny, Martial all leave and go to another team, to the same team. Oh lord. Yeah, that team is winning everything. That team is gonna win everything because there's some quality players
Yes.
there, you know. So yeah, I think we've discussed everything tactically. Really, like we said, there's nothing much. It's a typical United game where we are the bigger team. We're gonna play a lower team. Palace can sit low. They can look to counter us. They don't have Zaha. They do have Eze. Watch out for Eze. If you disrespect Eze, he will knock at you. I'm telling you now, he will knock at you. So don't disrespect Eze. Don't disrespect Palace, because I've disrespected Palace and I learned my lesson this year. I don't disrespect Palace anymore because they always mess up everything in my life and they ruin my weekend. So I'm not going to disrespect Palace. I'm fully aware
We're
that
Hudson,
this
we're
team, exactly, I'm fully aware that this team are the absolute maestros, same as United, at shithousing results. So
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect him, you know.
and
Very
we're
much so.
already one down. We're literally 1-0 down against Palace this season. You know how disgusting that sounds.
Yeah,
Manchester
if Palace
United.
do
Why
that.
didn't Palace take 6 points on us?
Sack Ollie tomorrow. It's done. It's done.
Yeah, boys. This is the worst part.
I'm
of
not
the
going
show.
first.
This is the worst part.
I'm not going first.
I didn't get the Chelsea game right, so I'm not on a. Well, my streak ended. So, Claire, I think you should go first.
Yeah, so
I'll go second, or let's go last.
my thinking at the moment is Bruno's probably going to have a masterclass and save us the game as normal. I don't care who's behind him, I don't care who's in front of him. He's going to do something and it's just going to make the game work. So I feel like we can concede.
And don't
Just
give
one
it that.
scrappy goal, whether it be Eze, whether it be Zaha, 70th minute sub, comes on, runs through our defenders. And it's what are you going to do? So, I think I'll go scrappy 2-1.
To us.
Yeah. But I definitely think there's a big chance of a normal at the same time as the worst
Oh
one.
no.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, boys.
Go for
I
the scoring
definitely think that there's no chance this game is going to end in a 0-0. Because United are United. And that also means because United are United, we can concede to any bloody team in the world. Right. So I always think we're going to concede a goal. For the life of me, this team cannot keep a clean sheet unless we sit and hold their hands. And in general, we try to disrespect the lower teams and then we let in goals flying. Which is fine because we have talent up the field to do the business. So I do think we will concede. I do agree with Clayton that I do think Bruno Fernandes is going to save us. I tell you what. if Donny and Dia, okay, not Dia. Let's just say if Donny doesn't play, and Bai doesn't play, I rate we could draw like 1-1 or 2-2. But I'll give you this prediction. I'm giving the faith. Obviously, I don't pick the team. I'm basing my prediction off Donny, solely off Donny. If Donny van de Beek plays with Fred and Bruno Fernandes, I back us to win 3-1.
Reverse the fixture. Reverse the fixture.
But if Donny doesn't
I think we're
play,
gonna
hey,
win.
scrap that result in the fit.
I think we'll win, but I'm still going to give 2 predictions.
Mm.
I think if we play that team we had there with Donny, Diallo, and Bai, it probably won't happen. I think we'll smash guys. I'm going to go 3-0 if we play that team. But if we don't, I think we'll still win, but I think it'll be narrow. Because I think Palace not having Zaha, I think it's a blow. Because I think, yes, they have other players, but I think it's such a big figure for them on the counter that they'll be a bit toothless. And we'll just grab a 2-1, like Clay says. So I think 3-0 with that team and 2-1 if that team doesn't play.
So 3-0 with Donny and Bai.
Mm.
Yeah, 3-0
We'll
with
completely
Donny
shut
and
them
Bai.
down.
I say 3-1 with Donny and Bai. Just shows what the difference 2 players can do to the team. Because look at the other predictions and we don't have them. Oh no. I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on us winning any game with Maguire and Lindelof playing every single game and no Donny van de Beek in the pivot. So,
Yeah.
it's tricky. Ollie, my boy. I'm not your biggest fan. I'm by far your biggest fan. But it's in your hands. It's in your hands. I don't ask for much in life, really. Actually, I do ask for a lot in life. I don't lie. But for this game specifically, all I want is the right team. Please, I know you're not good tactically. I know your coaches aren't good tactically. I know the standards of this football club is in the bin. But for the life of me, I beg you start Donny van de Beek and then Ahmad or Bai. You know, please. But Donny van de Beek that has to be on the team sheet already. Because all you would say, he was already scribbled in. Scribbled or scripted in to this game, you know? So, Ollie better be, Donny better be scripted or whatever you say is for this team and for this game. But yeah, boys, is there anything else you want to say?
We need to win because very good chance we're going to lose to Man City. So we need these 3 points.
I think it's as simple as that right now, but we also got to use a bit of our brain cells and just pick the right team and make sure not to underestimate them. Because again, lethal on the counter, and if Ali can't read that and we get smacked, it's just not okay. But yeah, we just need to take these 3 points.
Massive 3 points because we didn't get the 3 points against Chelsea. We haven't really been getting 3 points in general. We've been up and down in the league. Our top 4 gap is slightly decreasing as the weeks go on by. Liverpool is starting to get some points back. Chelsea's form is amazing. West Ham are doing madness.
Arsenal coming out of nowhere if you want a dark horse.
It's okay. It's okay. You can have your Arsenal as a dark horse. It's dark horse for relegation, yeah. But anyways, United need to get the 3 points because there ain't no way in hell I'm expecting anything in the City game. We're gonna get Nux, tell you now, early spoiler, 5-0 City. So yeah. Anyways.
That won't happen.
Anyways.
That won't happen.
We need to get 3
One thing about
points
this
because we're
team,
not getting points against
we really get smashed. So we'll lose to City, but we won't get smashed.
We're due for one. It's been like
We're
a
due
half
for
season
one.
since one.
Due for one. Yeah, if there's any team I get smashed against, it's probably City. Right? The
Right now,
Tottenham one, I
definitely
can't. For the life of me, it's different if you're in England probably, but yeah, international fans, you know, because you know not everyone supports. I don't know any City supporters out of England, so yeah, I'd much rather lose to City. You don't have to hear about it, except for
I'll get
social
my
media.
cousin, don't worry.
I've also got a cousin.
No, but your cousin is plastic. You're not gonna get into your cousin's plastic. PSG supporter.
All Man City
Then he
fans
went
are
to
plastic,
City.
don't
Yeah,
worry,
actually,
bro.
that's very true. All Manchester City supporters are plastic.
Mm.
But yeah,
No,
anyway,
he's a proper City fan. I'll defend him.
where did you support before City?
Let's not go there. Let's
Exactly.
not go there.
But anyways, yeah, get the 3 points United. Don't fuck up my week. it's a nice quick turnaround, so we don't have to dwell on the Chelsea game. And that's all I asked for. I asked for Donny. And yeah, from the RDA boys, we'll check you in the next one. And if you are new, to subscribe, smash a like, and all that stuff. And yeah, hopefully we have a great match reaction for you on Wednesday.